All right. What's up, guys? We got a hero in the bottom left side of the map for SKT. Sorry, not SK. For T1. I'm so used to calling them SKT from the old days, guys. In the top right, we've got Falcon Solar. It's a PVZ. It is the Wardy Mondays 59 semifinals. Semifinals? I don't even know. Semifinals? I think it's semifinals. Best of 3 here. And this should be a fun ZVP. Solar's had some really good ZVP recently. Hero historically preys on him. I've told the story many times, but for those who aren't familiar with the Hero Solar matchup, often this matchup looks like Solar shuts down something Hero does. Then Hero does some absolute nonsense that catches Solar so off guard, he makes a disgusting comeback. Doesn't always happen. Don't get me wrong, there's times like GSL last year. Was it last year, this year? I think it was last year where Hero leaves his door wide open 6 times in a row and just lets Zergling Flood after Zergling Flood into his base. And it's some of the literally most tragic play ever. He still almost killed. It was like a year or 2 ago, wasn't it? I think it was Altitude. It was 2023. It was the Altitude map pool where Hero did that versus Solar. And literally, if at any point he walled off, he would have won. He still almost killed Solar with his all-in, but he literally lost like 40 probes. He let 6 separate Zergling Floods into his base by never having a unit in his wall, and it was like, and he still almost won the game. You know, that just, like, Hero can fall down the stairs, and somehow it's Solar's neck that ends up broken. That's how I describe this matchup. It's so ridiculous. Then again, Solar's on a roll recently. Guys like Max Pax that previously gave him problem. He's also been like actually going toe-to-toe with, having some real back and forth with, and winning quite a few series. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. Now this wall-off is one of the fuggliest things I've ever seen. If he builds another gateway in front, which he probably will, then it becomes a very safe solid wall. But until that point, it is incredibly vulnerable and weak. That pylon there. It's A-okay, though. All right, so we've got double queen. Looks like he doesn't pull off gas. Makes sense for this matchup. You want that quick ling speed. If you know you're playing a very defensive Protoss and see no chrono on this adept, you actually could choose to delay ling speed and do something like a really fast lair, skip ling speed entirely. The thing is, there's still a good chance they end up walking 2 adepts across the map with the Oracle. And if you don't have ling speed at that time, it's going to cause you a problem. But you can delay it. Like, you could go 3rd hatchery and then go ling speed because there's no chrono on this adept. It's going to make things a bit more dangerous, but there are little risks you can take based off of this Overlord at the front seeing what's going on. Now, interestingly, Solar pulled back and now rotates to the left side. It's going to try to see if there's a Stargate unit coming out at some point. Dep can still get across the map kind of decently. Hero cancelled Warp Gate and then restarted it, says chat. Yeah, he was going Stargate. He cancelled it in Vision of the Overlord. So he started it, then cancelled it to start the Stargate. Solar would have caught it. It's very standard. Pros are like, I have 50 minerals, 50 gas, let's start it. And they cancel it, start the Stargate, and then they go back to it. It's pretty typical. I still do it, even though I'm like, this doesn't trick any Zerg player ever. It's just like, it's just a habit. You're like, who knows? Maybe this guy's not paying attention and he thinks I'm doing a Twilight build. This Queen's still not going for a creep tumor. This is one of the things, like, I feel like Solar, I was just casting him against Clem before this match. I really do like Solar's play, but I just feel like his creep gets so delayed. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, his droning is perfect. Perfect droning. So early on the saturation. Quick 3rd base, though, for Hero. He's got this 1 gate wall off. 2nd Oracle's building. Overlord's going to come in. Stalker will push it back. It should survive. Oracle intercepted by 2 queens. 3rd queen comes down. Perfect play. Really nice. I'd love to see him inject the main base one more time, but it looks like he's just going to wait for that one and maybe spread some creep and get over to this 3rd. Solar could find himself a probe hanging out as well. Looks like the Oracle went for this drone. Not quite able to kill it. And good pullback by Solar, forcing some reactions there. Twilight into 3 more gateways. Does look like a Glaive Adept timing, guys. Such a quick Twilight. It could be 4-gate blink, but I'd guess this is not... Hero rarely does a 4-gate blink. Glaive Adepts would be a nice way to punish a greedy Zerg. Of course, he's playing Solar, not the greediest. 2 drones do go down. Roachhorn at a very safe timing of about 420. Could be used for a Queen Walk, actually. That's been spotted, despite seeing the fast Roachhorn. He does make the glaives. Now, funnily enough, at the highest level, seeing a Roachhorn might actually lower the chances of early Roaches. So this is the thing where I think sometimes people watch too much high-level play. At low level, you see an early Roachhorn, expect early Roaches. At high level, there's more of like, okay, I've seen your early Roachhorn. If you were planning to do a Queen Walk or something, that's got a much lower chance of working because I've spotted it. You know I've spotted it. Therefore, there's a much higher chance of you not committing to those early roaches, and it's just being used for safety. And that's where, when you're dealing with an intelligent player, sometimes things become opposite at a high enough level of StarCraft. Adepts coming out. It is just 8 adepts to start. It's not a crazy amount. I would like to see another warp in of 4 to try and shade across this map, because I do think if you're going to commit to glaives, only 8 adepts is pretty minimal. They might be too slow to be useful. Adepts are going in right now. Where are the oracles? They're chilling at home. There are 4 more adepts coming in. These adepts going to cancel their shade. There's already a 4th base and a lot of roaches coming in. Solar's all over this, guys. Solar's all over this. He's on 55 drones. He stopped at the perfect moment. He doesn't have a drone here to wall off. I feel like should have had that ability. But he's got so many lings and roaches. He seems okay. Queens come forward. They need to deal with the oracles. Oh, okay. Does he focus the stasis trap? Maybe doesn't bother. Looks like he just sends... Oh, 1 roach and 1 queen do get set off. Depths, of course, cancel the shade. Losing your 4th is not the end of the world for Solar. It's annoying. It would have been a really nice luxury. But I think he's building a Spire and 9 more drones in the midst of this. Wow. So he said, it's fine, dude. I'm going 6-gas Spire. You have not seen it. That shade cancelled too early. Remember, Adepts only have 4 vision. Well, the shade only has 4 vision, I should say. Blink and +1's on the way now. 3rd base is saturated, so Hero's got a decent economy. 4th base will now get rebuilt for Solar, who's on 70 drones. Can transfer a few workers from the 3rd back into that main onto the gas as well as onto the 4th base. That Spire is going to be really good. Good surprise. I think you go like 8-9 mutas here, fly them around the left side of the map, surprise him with them, and then you just go Roachling attack on the ground. Maybe try to add a Baneling Nest. You could do Ravager Bane, but I think just Roach Ravager Zergling off the bat. You could even play mass mutas. Did he just cancel +1 melee and make +1 range, guys? Interesting. I think melee would have been an excellent upgrade. Both are useful. Yep, still coming forward. Plenty of Roachling to defend. 4th base is over there. Few Lings watching, seeing no 4th base just yet. And it is a total of 8 Mutalisks, guys. I think, did he cancel one? No, I think it was just 8 to begin with, right? Good split of the army here for Solar. Roaches and Queens dancing on this left side. Depths are still being annoying, but they're not going to be good in a pitched battle, which is why he's desperately trying to get some value out of them now. Cancels there. These guys going across the map. Wow. He's flying mutas down the right side as well. Hero's trying to dive in, but he just doesn't know about the Mutalisks. And look at this opportunistic dive. Solar says, no 4th base for you, D-bag. Adepts are going to shade backwards. Stalker's trying to rotate over. Should be an easy snipe with those Zerglings. Roaches, Lings, Mutas, get a jump on top. He lures the Stalkers into the open. 4th base gets cancelled. Stalker's trying to blink back. He goes from trying to defend a 4th base to realizing the Stalkers are being baited into the open. An excellent engagement to start here for Solar, but the Roachling outnumbered. The Stalker's now dealing with these Mutalisks. He's going to have to regather his forces on the front while the Mutas dive in the main base. I like the focus on the probes. He could focus the Stalkers, but they're likely to blink away. They're just not as high value. Remember, it's only 40 hit points to kill a drone. It's worth 50 minerals. It's so much more fragile. A few Mutalisks do go down, 3 in total. 10 more Roaches are building. It's a mass Roach all-in behind this, guys. I think he realizes with so many Adepts out and the like, Oracles as well, Lings maybe not as powerful. He's going to go for a mass Roach Ravager all-in. 4 more Overlords come out. This is essentially just a Roach max all-in with extra steps, but not that many drones on the 4th get spotted. Hero should be wise to it. Hero needs to get more defenses. He's making Archons, he's making Charge, and I think he just needs to make about 100 Stalkers. If he can max on Stalkers, he might be able to defend. He's trying to make Cannon Battery. Doesn't realize that army is already here. His Oracles need to spot this army. He's out of position right now. Hero, a lapse in his map control. And he doesn't. He did not expect this attack so early. He thought he had another 30 seconds to prepare. He does not. The Cannon's batteries aren't ready. The Archons are getting surrounded. Roaches splitting over all these units. The Archons have already been chased back. One of them does come back after healing up a little bit. The Roaches are trying to fight. There's a surround of Stalker Adept. Kind of a nice angle for Hero. Biles, though, are doing good damage. The Roach Ravager fighting very well. Probes trying to pull into the fight, but they're blocked by this single Stalker on the left side of the engagement. Biles spreading across the Adept line as well. By the time the Probes get in front to tank this army, so many of Hero's units have already gone down. And that's it. 20 Roaches, 6 Ravagers out, another 20 building. Your 4th base finishes for Hero, but to what avail? You don't have any units. It's about getting a critical mass of Stalkers. If he had 30 Stalkers intercept this push here, and was able to blink back steadily and harass it, I think he can hold that push. But he needed to be going pure Stalker and just get his whole army together. If he gets his whole army together, I think he can defend that. Stalker's trying to pull back. Roach Ravager's there. Stalker's trying to pull back. Good blink micro, but he's just so outnumbered. The moment blinks are gone, the Roach Ravager's going to start to trade pretty well. Already has the worker advantage as well. 2 adepts do counterattack, intercepting the rally. The Roach Ravager, I'd like to see him push in and stop attacking the Nexus. I feel like Solar just needs to cram his units on top right now. Phoenix picking up a single Ravager, rather desperate there. He's pulling back right now. Pure Zerglings might be able to help. Biles trying his own, but of course the Stalkers don't chase into it. Solar still trying to pick off these units. A few Zealots warping in, desperately trying to hold off the Ling rally. Still up 60, 70 army supply. Or is it enough? Yeah, it's just a pack of Stalkers. There's no Oracles, there's no Storms, no Disruptors coming out. It's just about the Blink Stalker micro. And whilst they're holding here okay right now, will they hold against the rally? Because there is a gold base coming up on the 5th. And if you can't defend this 4th, you are screwed. Down 13 workers already. Hero's got +2 on these Blink Stalkers. He's trying to make a sentry, maybe energy recharge. Something like that could be useful, but sentry's not really going to achieve anything. Throws a force field down as he dies. And it looks like Solar just with some excellent defense. The Glaive Adepts really did not find the damage. And a very safe opening for Solar. Great handling of the Adepts. And I think Hero just didn't expect such a quick Roach roll in behind the first 8 Mutalisks. But the Mutas did their job, man. They forced a massive reaction. He caught a few Stalkers out front. Got a cancel on the 4th base. And he just kept Hero committing to Phoenixes, committing to Stalkers, and a bit distracted and busy so that the Roach roll in could work as a surprise. This is actually a build, I remember like a year or so ago, I was doing this almost every game. Just sneak Mutas out and then just go for a Roach Max afterwards. And if people haven't played against it in a while, it's really good. Don't forget as well, Mutas have been buffed in terms of the Spire builds a bit quicker and costs slightly less. So it's a more attractive build than ever. Very nice game one there for Solar. Puts Hero out of it. Do you guys agree with me that Hero could have held if he saw the push coming, got all of his Stalkers together? I think that's the case, but I could be wrong. Just because if I think about this, I do think, like, yes, 4th Nexus, probing, and whatnot are not the correct thing. I also think, remember, his Oracles just flew through this base and saw no drones on the 4th. So for Hero to be building probes right now, and a 4th Nexus is nonsense. He also saw no gases, only 1 gas on this base, and no drones there, which means you're not really dealing with like a scary Mass Muta build. Mass Muta is only scary if they've taken 8 gases are already taken, they're building a 5th base and thinking about getting to 10 gas. That's when Mass Muta can really scare you. So I think Phoenix is not important right now. I think the 4th Nexus is a luxury, but we probably keep it. But to be building probes at this moment is nonsensical. And I think it's partially he's just trying to recover the probes that he feels he lost in his main. He's not really thinking, oh, I'm probing right now. He's thinking, I'm just replacing it. But I think if he's warping in Stalkers instead, getting his army out here with the Stalkers, keep the Adepts a bit further back because they can't really stutter stat. I think that's a much better setup. But if you get caught out of position, the whole point of this army is you want to be in between the Zerg and your base so you can do a fighting retreat using your mobility and then end up with an arc of Stalkers here, a couple Stalkers here, a lot of Stalkers here, and the Roaches are trying to push in between these little choke points and they're all getting stuck behind each other. That's a very different game. And I think it's one where if Hero was doing all those things and warping in that extra 8 Stalkers, instead of spending the money on the cannon, the battery, and the probes, imagine 8 more Stalkers, 16 more supply. That makes the supply much more competitive. And I think this is holdable. It'd be pretty narrow, but I think it's definitely holdable. GG, well played. Right, guys, we got Hero in the bottom right side of the map, Solar in the top left, and Solar there with a nice game 1 performance. Hero's going to follow up by saying, I'm going to block your base, idiot. Ha ha ha. Does Solar prepare for it? I don't think so. This is Ruby Rock. I think he just has to take a 3rd, because even if he sends a drone down at 35 seconds... Wait, he's not building an Overlord. Oh, he's going to go 15 Hatchery. I don't think he beats it, though. Does he? Oh my god, it's so close! Oh, he's gonna get it! Oh, he goes 15 Hatchery. Solar predicts Hero's gonna go for the block. Goes for a 15 Hatchery, 15 pool opening. And that completely cucks Hero. Hero committing a lot, man. Losing mining time by sending a worker across this early slows down everything. Your pylon, your gate, everything is a little bit slower. Your Nexus will be delayed. And this is still a pretty damn efficient build order for Solar. I love it. Oh, we got Eon Blue in the chat. Yes, you are a Christmas elf. You do look like a Christmas elf, to be fair, who's kept in the King of Home Story Cup Takes dungeon. You guys are German, so I'm pretty sure there's all sorts of weird leather and medieval torture equipment being used. I know what you guys are into. See, Germans are coming. It is a saying which people didn't really realize the full context of until they found out about those dungeons. Anyways, probe harassment being very annoying. This is a very tight build for minerals, a 15-15 opening, so I actually find this probe harassment quite annoying to deal with, as does Solar, why he keeps on pulling a drone to try and chase it off. Hero's been really good at that. Second gas goes down, yep, after the Nexus Cybercore. Losing quite a bit of minerals here is Solar. At least he's got enough for 2 queens when the pool finishes, which is the most important thing. Actually, wait, is his pool delayed? Guys, these queens are coming down at the normal... Wait, did he just go hatch gas pool after 15 hatch? Oh, he should have played 15-15, I think. I mean, I guess he wants to still get a quick ling speed. Right, sorry guys, he didn't play 15-15. He played 15 hatchery, and then he just went back to a normal 18 gas, 17 pool. Which is, I don't know, I feel like 15-15 is more efficient, but I think the problem is your ling speed ends up later if you play 15-15. It's a small map. He knows Hero's going to probably double Chrono Adepts. What Solar's done is, yes, it delays his queen, about 8-9 seconds from the 15-15, maybe 10-11 seconds even, but that's fine. Got to inject, though. A few seconds late on that first inject. Not the end of the world. Third queen goes down before third hatchery. This is the modern opening. You get the third hatchery, then you build an Overlord. He's going to build a few more Zerglings just to make sure he's safe, first of all. Overlord goes up, and then it should be drones from it. Every 50 minerals that comes in, extra drone starts. Another 50 minerals, should see another drone start up in a moment. He's got the 2 lava. Just a bit occupied right now, and he actually builds a few more Zerglings. And that's because it's a double chrono. Yeah, double chrono on the Adepts. He knows he's dealing with a lot of Adepts, so he needs a lot of Lings. He's gonna think about spreading creep, but he probably got to wait for these Adepts to back off before he does that. Oracle's already on the way behind it. Lings will track the Shade, and committing to the Shade here would be crazy. It's Hero, so you never know. Nice safe creep tumor where his queens can shield for it, but they needed to move forward. If he moved his queen there and there, he could have blocked. But he didn't move forward, and that creep shimmer goes down. And as I said, he's always a bit late on his creep, but when it gets sniped, it hurts extra. Whole point of delaying it is that he's meant to be guarding the creep tumors and not giving those opportunities for the snipes. And when he does it correctly, it works really well. I really like Solar's openings, but in this case, does lose the creep tumor. Gotta be careful. Two drones? But you take about 70 hit points of damage. I'd say that's an okay trade for Solar. These Adepts being a real big nuisance, though, making it hard to get drones on that third base. Nice cancel the Shade. I think it's time for these Adepts to leave. Staying any longer is very dangerous here for Hero. Nice Evo there for Solar. Saves the drone. We've got some good analysis from chat. Fistwind says, if you go 8 plus 9, you get 21. That's not how maths works, number one. Number two, what are you talking about, Twitch chat? This guy's just doing incorrect numbers in the chat. Fake news! Anyways, Oracle's trying to go for the stasis trap in the back. Okay. Oh, careful. Good reaction. But he did move a queen in just a little bit too early. You got to realize the radius is quite big. Bigger than the activation area. Ling's going to go in for a surround. Oracle flies across Hero. He's too busy focusing on his own Oracles being a nuisance up here. Gets another decent stasis with 5 drones. But he's going to lose 2 Adepts at the same time. Third one has got to be careful here, mate. And indeed, the Lings are going to look for that surround, but they realize, nah, it's a lost cause. Let's back off. 2 Adepts go down. Melee's on the way with the Evo Chamber. That's been spotted. So Hero should have an idea that there's no roaches coming out in this game. And I think he should go charge +1. That you can still play Blink here, of course, but I think charge is just like the better option when you see an early melee build. Or if you play Blink, maybe play Quick Colossus. We'll see what he does. Forge and Twilight are finished. As always, Heroes place them in super random positions. There's going to be a Blink +1. It's going for the more stable opening. Solar is always often moments away from committing to a massive Roach all-in. Even sometimes with +1 melee, he'll do a Queen drop. +1 melee Roach. Ooh, Adept's diving. Crazy move, but the Lings are out of position. Oh, Solar. I think he had plenty of Lings, but look at the positioning. Oh, his drones go back a bit too early. Nice trade here for Hero. 8 drones go down. Lots of mining time as well. Well played. 8 more drones are building, but that was important because Solar had a fast 4th. Got away with no Roach Horn. Going straight to Hydra Bane. Ooh! And Hero does cancel, realizing he accidentally drifted in range of the Spore Crawler for that last stasis. 5 more gateways coming in, so it is going to be a 7 or 8 gate Blink, guys. Pretty solid style, but Hydra Bane can smash it if they can get the correct angles. (6-7) beats 6-9. I don't know about that, guys. I think we need 420 to adjudicate decide a winner. We need some sort of duel between 6-7 and 69. All right, Oracle coming in the north side. 2 creep tumors, 3. Ooh, very nice. 4? Yeah, 4 creep tumor snipes. Hero. Hero's only on 3 bases. No 4th started just yet. Should be saturating these gases now. He leaves his 3rd wide open. Okay, no, he's going to leave 1 adept there at least. That's good. Good choice. The adept's meant to be held position there, but he misplaced it slightly. Does send his oracles home temporarily. They do need to guard his stalkers, otherwise they could get surrounded by lings here. They're on move command. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sloppy start to the engagement, but 3 oracles is enough just to show a show of force, you know? Just rocks up. Does scare those things away. That creep tumor surviving is nice. Forces another revelation out, but there's still more creep tumors just behind. Stasis Trap's trying to go down. Great blink micro. This is where the trades can start to improve for Hero. He's at 2-1 already. Solar's on 4 base 75 workers. Hydras are coming. Groove Spines is almost there as well. Stalkers go deep. First Stalker goes down. But he's causing so many problems for Solar. And not a moment too soon, those Hydras arrive. He needed these Hydras. His Lings were starting to thin out. Gonna have those Hydras pull back. The Stalker's still taxing him. But only a 400 resource loss difference. 3 Stalkers actually went down. I like the Adept shading in. That's cute. Unfortunately, not target fired. So he's just going to kill 1 or 2 Zerglings. And Stalker's picking off a Hydra. Oh, good blink backs. Gets himself 2 Hydras. Almost gets a 3rd. Going for some high value pickoffs. Groove Spines and Baneling Speed are on the way, as well as the +1 range. Meanwhile, Storm is finishing up. How many High Templar has he got, guys? Is that his first High Templar? First High Templar only now. Not a lot of energy behind this. So these Stalkers, yes, they've traded pretty well, but they need to trade well, and a few of them are still going down. An Oracle goes down. He's getting a few Hydras, but it's not the crazy trading that Hero maybe would have liked. Does get himself a few more Hydras. Oh, terrible blink. What was that? He blinked back like an inch. He's taking so much damage here, man. Okay, Hero needs to calm down. Hero needs to put it back in his pants right now and ease off. His +2 is being contaminated. He's going to try and go Tempest straight away. Tempest is the last thing you should have on your mind when you're dealing with Hydra Bane. He needs a lot of Storm, a lot of cannons and batteries. His wall-off is wide open, which is a disaster, and he's only got 5 High Templar. Fleet Beacon, I think he's just going to rush Mothership rather than Tempest, which I guess is okay, but he's low on gas right now. And I do think cannons and batteries and High Templar and Storms and Stalkers scattered across is probably the most important thing for him. That being said, Hero's applying a philosophy of I'm just going to shove in. I'm just going to fight you on the front like a mad lad. I don't know where this High Templar came from, but it ran in and got itself killed. He's headbutting into Hydras right now. He wants to land good Storms, but he's exhausting his Stalker count. Hero is F2ing like a mad lad. His door is still wide open. At least he's building a bit of insurance with a single cannon and battery there, but some sloppy army control, and he's barely ahead in the units lost tab. He's got amazing tech long-term against just Hydra Bane. Yes, it's hard to defend on this map, and I think that's his philosophy, is if I go back and defend, he's going to pick and choose really good fights, and I'm screwed. I have to be active on the map. Breaking these rocks, controlling this middle area may be the secret to his defense, but he's lost track of the Zerg army, and only now does he find out about it. Here we go. Storm's going to go down. Nice Storm to zone the Hydras, but it doesn't really achieve that much, does it? And these High Templar are in jeopardy. He's got 6 High Templar on the map, but not an abundance of Storms. Good Stasis Trap stops the Banes. He just lost all of his High Templar! He just lost them all! I keep complaining there's not enough High Templar. Well, now there's definitely not enough. He just lost 3 or 4 High Templar into Banelings in the open. Hero needed to control the center of this map if he was going to play this active style. Now he's playing Stalkers against Hydras. Cannon on the right side really helping out. Great Storm to zone, but the High Templar gets sniped. Banelings are here. Stalkers are fragile. There's no Storms left. The High Templar are derping into the front line. The army control's not quite there. Hero, a master of finesse, detail, and, of course, studious application of frantic micro and hectic situations, which has allowed him to make so many comebacks in this matchup in the past. He's also, of course, a purveyor of some of the sloppiest control available to a top-tier Protoss player on the odd occasion, and this seems to be one of the latter, not the former. This is not fantastic micro under pressure. This is, of course, sloppy micro under pressure, and I think Hero running into Solar's Hydra. Solar did a great job. Just good, solid Hydra defense. I thought when the Hydras came out, Hero would have to back off. Hero tried to go hard. He tried to get in there deep. He did not check. He saw what he thought was a glory entrance, and he said, I don't need to ask any more questions. Let me stick my Protoss in there and see what happens. Turns out, much like Scary Movie, a big Zerg knife came through the hole and did end up stabbing him through the side of the head. Stalker Mothership getting overwhelmed. Hydra's really bad at taking out Motherships. You can see just how long they took to kill it. It's such a tanky unit. But of course, with no storms backing this up, he's in big trouble. And Solar smashing forward. Baneling's rolling in the south side. Oh, juicy. What's he even recalling here? A few Stalkers to the south side. I think he might have just selected his Nexi and just recalled to a random Nexus there. It's just too frantic, you know. He's got no units to defend. And a lovely Hydra Ling Bane punish for Solar after a bit of a hectic series. Hero made things messy. I think he could have slowed things down. I think even with the spread on these bases, you know, it would be really nice to see Hero calm down like a little bit. I think there's always, it's a hard thing to do, is to know when to back off. And I think there's a point where I've noticed in my games as well as a lot of pro matches where it's hard in the heat of the moment. When you're watching from our view, we see everything. But there's this moment, I'd say it's about 9 minutes in this game, where it's clear Hero has 4 bases, good tech. He's got good long-term outcomes if he just chills. Units lost tab is pretty good. And this is where he just like, he's like, well, I want to stay aggressive. I want to get in your face. And like, you know, he's got High Templar F2ing across the map randomly and dying to like 3 Zerglings, which is just tragic, you know, like what is this guy doing? And then these Stalkers start just like headbutting and throwing their lives away. Oracles are flying into Hydras, which he always catches them and pulls them back a lot at the last second, but it just seems unnecessarily risky. This is a point where, like I said, I'm like, you know, get the Cannon Battery and a High Templar here. Or if you're going to, split your army half and half. Half up here, half down here. If you are going to push, just be a little bit more careful about it. But he threw too many units away, and then he took too long to break these rocks and kind of figure out what was happening. He needed to break these rocks and immediately push to this middle area, the actual center of the map, and go, where are you? What's happening? What's going on? I would have loved to see the Oracles. He sees this army going here, so he knew there was an army coming in from that side. I would have loved to see him actually split his army half and half. But like we could see, this was the most tragic thing. He just sits there on the left side of the map for a while, even after breaking the rocks. He should have shift-clicked them forward. And then look at this. Oh my gosh. That's game ending. If it wasn't for that, there's a chance to get back in it. But one of the most important concepts had already been slipped on here, which is if you're using things like Storm, you want to be between your bases and your opponent's army so you can use those Storms effectively. The moment you're running back to try to defend your base and they're already there, things are already hard. And mistakes like that are going to tend to happen. GG, well played. Beautiful play by Solar. Gets a dominant 2-0.